Hi guys, it's Ray. I am starting a tumbler today from the Butterfly Lane Designs sub box from October. This is the Dare to Dream, Dream Big with the cute owls and the moons. So I'm going to set the vinyls aside. We're going to deal with these in a minute. The first thing we're going to do is glitter a tumbler. And I base painted a 20-ounce skinny in just a lavender kind of color because I'm going to use a light purple glitter. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put about 5 to 7 mLs of epoxy on here. Somewhere in that neighborhood. You just want to spread it thin enough to act as an adhesive for the glitter. And I'm going to use this Amelia from Love All Bling. This was in like the Easter box several years ago. But it's just a pretty pale iridescent lavender. Ooh, I touched my paper. Making a mess. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll get into our vinyl. Okay, so for this vinyl, we're going to have our decal, obviously. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim this down now. For the vinyl itself, I am just going to do a simple stripe, including just one full moon at the bottom. Obviously these overlap, but this is going to give me a full owl stack of 3. So I'm going to trim that. I'm going to trim an edge off. Actually, I'm going to keep these partial owls, even though they're going to end up still partial in the long run. And that wasn't quite enough. Go figure. There. So we know a round is about 9.3 before glitter and epoxy. I'm going to leave this a little bit big, just in case. Because I'm risky business here doing it before I'm ready to put it on the cup. And then I'm going to cut about the same amount below the moon as I have above the moon. So I'm just going to make this strip 2.5 inches, actually, just to make my life easier. So that's all I'm going to use of this vinyl. The other vinyl is this one, and this one I'm going to do kind of a shallow V. So if I had 2.5 inches out of 8, would give me 5.5 left. I want a little bit of a gap in between So I'm just going to do about 4 3/4. And obviously I'm going to cut the bottom of this off. And I'm going to cut a little bit off the side because I don't need a huge overlap on the V. So I'm actually just going to do like 10 1/2. So that'd give me 5 1/4 for my center mark. Right? Sounds about right. If only I had a pencil. So I'm just going to mark that 5 1/2 at the top. Or 5 1/4, excuse me. Okay, so I showed you cutting on the mat. This one, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. Just grab your blade and your straight edge and line up on your corner and your center line. This is a just quick, easy, rough rectangle or triangle when you're not doing an even number. So there's one side. This will be the other side. Hopefully this is right side up. I guess it doesn't really matter. The owls go all directions. But yeah, it's primarily up. So and I should have 2 pretty even triangles. They're about perfect. So that means I did it right. So I'm going to let the epoxy dry. I'm going to flood coat the tumbler. Okay, so I'm just going to get the flood coat on this. Okay, so I can already tell you I'm going to come back in and do one more thin coat. I can just feel it's not going to be smooth enough yet. So I'll come back in and do one more thin coat, and then we will get those vinyls applied after that. Okay, so this one has its second coat of epoxy on and is ready for vinyl. So I'm going to create an anchor by just nipping a little piece of the vinyl off, or the backer off, not the vinyl. And it doesn't matter what's the front and what's the back here. It only matters that I position this piece low enough that this will fit with a slight gap. So we're good. And just a small squeegee will work on this. And I'm going to do my standard triangle anchor for this one. Which is peel it about halfway. Not quite to the point. Lay that back on, peel past to the point, cut my second cut, put that back on, and then my back is going to be where my back seam is. may have to use some tape just because this is very slick. Okay. Goodness, sometimes it fights. And my epoxy wasn't quite smooth. I do still have a couple little prickly spots. So they're going to show through the vinyl. So I am going to put a little bit of the touch of violet diamond dust in my top coat to disguise them a little bit. But this is my center front. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this on there, kind of even. If I can get it started. That looks good. I'm just eyeballing this one because one little tiny bubble right there. Just pop it like a normal vinyl. So, pinstriping. Grab my nail tape. I'm going to go with the purple. I'm going to do the 2mm. Don't feel like this needs a super fat stripe. So that is it. We're gonna take it over and get some epoxy on it. Okay, my epoxy is mixed for this one. I'm gonna put a little bit of the touch of violet diamond dust in. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more sparkle all over. Just so it all looks like a starry night. And if it needs it, it will get another coat after this. If it doesn't, then it'll be done. So, But for video purposes, nothing is going to change after this coat. If anything, it'll just get one more plain old clear coat. So, the diamond dust will also help hide any of those little bits where any of my glitter was poking through the vinyl. And that'll be it for this one. I think it is super cute. Dare to dream and dream big. I feel like I could have cut one piece of the text off and just left one or the other, but too late now. It's okay with both, but one or the other would have been sufficient. And the two vinyls that went with this decal. And the bottom is just the purple glitter. So, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm absolutely happy with it. So, that is it for this one. And tomorrow we'll be back with another one from this sub box.